Hi! In this video, you're gonna learn about the back button node. It enables or disables the back button functionality. Let's go! In DoozyUI, the back button functionality works by pressing the escape key or the Android back button, or by pressing a UI button named back. In this particular example, I have several UI views, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they're connected via UI buttons. Some of them also use the back button functionality, and let me show you. So I'm in the first view. If I press the button number 2, I have the option to go to 1 or 3, or I can press escape and go back to 1. Or I can press the 1 button. Again, if I go to number 3, I press escape, I can go to 2, I press escape, I can go back to 1. How does this work? Well, it's the UI flow that we've created in a graph. The graph is controlled by this graph controller and is right here, and let's open it and see it. Let's press play, and now you'll see how exactly the navigation flow works. I'm gonna leave the graph here so you can easily understand how it works. I press the UI button 2, and we come here. I press the UI button 1, and you'll see that this connection will light up. So 1, we traveled through this connection. Let's go back here, and if I press escape, you will notice that this connection will light up. So escape, there you go. Again, if we go to 3, let's go to 3. If I press 2, it will be this connection that will light up. And let's go back. If I press escape, the back button connection will light up. So let's press escape, and let's press escape again. So you can see we're traveling via a back button. Sometimes in your UI, you may want to disable the back button functionality. For several reasons, you might not want to allow the player to exit, or your user to exit a certain UI view. So you use the back button node. You can add one by right-clicking on the graph, create node, navigation, back button. You can disable the back button, you can enable the back button, and you can enable by force. Why do you have two enables? Well, if you disable it once and enable it again, it will work. But if you disable it twice, you need to enable it 2 times in order for it to work. And so on. If you disable it 5 times, you need to enable it 5 times in order for it to work back again. The enable by force bypasses that. So you can disable the back button 1, 2, or 7 times, and just use enable by force once, and it will clear everything up. Let's disable the back button when we go to number 3, for example. I'm gonna put this here. Notice that the node says back button enable. I'm gonna change it to disable. And when I go to the node number 3, I want to pass through this node. There you go. And now this back button functionality will no longer work. When we go out of the third node, of the node number 3, let's say here disable back button. And let's copy and paste this. Control C or Command V and Control C, Control V. We can just copy and then paste. And here I'll say enable back button, and I'll use enable by force just in case. We recommend using that just so you do not mess up. Unless you have very complex interactions, yeah, enable by force should be your first choice. And when you go back to 1, let's re-enable it. Okay, so let's press play. Again, I'm gonna leave the graph over everything so that we can see what's happening. Let's go to number 2. Let's press escape. And you see the back button works. Now, let's go to number 3. And now if I press escape, it doesn't work. Let's go to 1, and let's re-enable the back button. And let's go to 2, and now if I press escape, the back button works. So you see, it got disabled. Another way of seeing what's happening, come on. Let's debug this. Let's enable debug mode for this node and for this node, so we know what's happening. Notice that we also added a debug for them. and let's maximize. Actually, no, let's look in the console. I'm gonna get this out of the way, and let's go to 1, 2, 3. Notice that we went through the disable back button node. Let's go to 1, and we went through the enable back button node, just so you know what exactly is happening. And let's go back here. And yeah, let's go to node number 3. Let's maximize. So we disable the back button. And now let's go to node number 2, and let's come back here. And you'll notice that the back button doesn't work. If I press escape, it doesn't work. Again, let's go to 3. Let's go through the enable back button. Let's go to 2. And now it works. And that's it. So the back button node enables or disables the back button functionality, the escape key and the Android back button, and any UI button that has the back button name. Okay, that's it. Thank you.